What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I know. We're taking a long time to get started here today, but that's just how it goes when you are running the show. That's right. You, not me. You are running the show with your wacky telekinesis, telekinetic, telepyrofrenetic powers. This is true. I don't make these things up, okay? But yeah, we're just about to get started. I'm chilling, doing what I do, and but yeah, we're live. I'm on Frog9, and we're gonna be playing some games. What games? I have no clue. But before we even get into some games, as usual, we're probably gonna be looking at what's going on. Yo, what's up, Ty Lee Albring? I don't know who you are or what you're up to, but welcome. I see you there on YouTube. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna jump in. We're gonna play some games, and yeah, have a good time. Stream for a little while. What was I saying? Before we get into some games, though, what I like to do, I've been getting into this where I open up the stream with some indie games. Some indie games that I'm looking at, and I'm going to get those pulled up here very soon, so hang tight. We're going to get it going here very shortly, all right? So kick ass. I swear it's going to happen very soon. Ty Lee, I'll bring. What up? Alright, let's see what we got here. I just picked this one up. I think it's looking good, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. What is this? Kakahashi Games. Hirogami. Oh my god, that's what's happening. See, I again, a lot of times I'm going to start the whole show here. Whoops, I turned all the audio off. All the audio's dead? Impossible. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, anyway. I, as usual, did not really do much prep. But I've been spending most of this time here getting ready on the stream. The stream's been up, I know, like 15 minutes. I know, it's hard. It's hard to stay focused for more than 15 minutes, but if you've been here hanging out at least that for that long, or you've sped up, maybe you're somewhere in the far distant or close future, and you're scrubbing through the VODs looking for something to watch, and you've stumbled upon this, and you've been like, what in the hell's been going on for 15 minutes? Well, anyway, that whole time, I've just been trying to find something to talk about. All right, I'm sorry. You know, I can't be like XQC or Kai Cenat where they got all their like prep teams and they got all their analytics and shit. You know, this is a one frog orchestra minus the Frog 9 band over there. Maybe that's what they're called. Is that what you see? Last time we were talking about that they were trying to come up with their frog names for their little orchestra over there, because again, I'm not the ones doing the music, or at least DJing the music, trying to coordinate it between all of our music sources, whether it's White Bat Audio, which does some DMCA free stuff, or like right now, what is this? Soulful Music. Oh no. See, I got to take that off the list because they added a song in there that is a song that will be DMCA'd. And that's unacceptable. Right? Right. So now I got to do what I don't like doing, is get down in the weeds and be dang on troubleshooting things. What I need to do is I need to go to the playlist page. Probably do some edits from there because it was one of these metal playlists. What's a heavy metal instrumental mix this summer brought to you by Heavy Metal Instrumental Mix 2021, 1 hour, no copyright music. Well, it does have a copyright in it, I'm sorry to say. And because for these reasons, I'm out. We'll be moving on, seeing if the 100 Thieves Hype Tracks Volume 1 free music to stream, game, and vibe to. This should be fine. What do we got? Just a quick vibe check here. Fine, we'll take it. Where were we? What were we talking about? We've been looking at this loop here. What we got? Kakahashi Games Hiragami is going to launch September 3rd. That's coming up very, very soon. It's a little under a month away. I got to say, looking at it right off the bat, let's just it's got audio. Great. Let's boost that. And let's do a full listen, everybody. Get your popcorn, take a seat, or we're going to watch, and then we're going to give some impressions and go from there. What's up with this music? It's like the whole track is really quiet. What is up with that? Is that maybe just this person's upload of this? What if I jumped up to it like 17 minutes? Is it still going to be the same? Anyway, we're going to pause the music. I'm a little ADHD right now. I'm a little all over the place. Hang with me, folks. I was trying to square up the music. But right now, we're going to jump on over and see what this little game is looking like here, right? So keep an eye out. Take a close look. And let us know what you like. What do you like? What do you don't like? What do you see? What do you wish you were seeing? That's what this is all about. This isn't about tearing down these people, these artists, these developers. This is about building up the games community, in my eyes. So anyway, let's watch this and let's get some impressions. Here we go. Cool. All right. We'll mute this and maybe give it one more pass. Anyway, I gotta say, first of all, I saw the frog, so I had to immediately include it because that's just the rules. I'm not saying every frog is always going to be immediately included, though we are, all frogs will be equally considered. Anyways, that was part of it. I liked this character here. This seems like it's maybe the main character that can transform into different shapes, into different forms. I like the wordplay also with the title Hirogami. Let's just get one more still frame here, and we'll just kind of chill, and I'll give my thoughts. So I love origami, so there's a lot working for it already. Even though, again, I don't know if I'll actually play this game, because most of the time I'm wanting to play multiplayer games, and I feel like I've played. It's like there's only so many single player. Like, I'm not saying I played them all, but there's only so many like single player games and adventure games that I can play personally. I just get bored really fast. But anyways, aside from all of that, I love the way this game looks. I love origami. It's got a frog in it, which doesn't give it a lot of points. At least gives it like half a point. Okay, I'm not going to be totally into frog nepotism over here. But my point is that the art style, the look is killer. Let's get some other still frames frame by frame here. Camera work. So it's clearly like a fixed camera game, which nothing wrong with that. We're just making observations. There's something about going from such a beautiful and lush world and having your character do things like just turn into a flat piece of paper. But is it really just flat, right? It's got some cloth dynamics on it. There's a lot more going on. And I want to... now I wonder, is this character actually made out of one piece of paper? I guess not, huh? Anyway, I love origami, so that's always really drawn me in. I would not have any problem seeing a lot more of this game for sure. Again, I like the art. I like the colors. I don't really see anything new as far as like game mechanics. I'm not saying it has to have that, but I'm just personally always on the lookout for something new. I mean, this just looks like your classic platformer adventure game, possibly even with some Metroidvania in it, because you're probably going to need certain transformation modes to get to certain areas. Yeah, let's look at one more. Oh, it's a GIF. Okay. Anyway, here. Hey, again, I'm usually spending my time like right before the stream trying to figure out what am I going to talk about, at least as far as an indie game. I'm trying to piece together all this whole stream here, piece by piece. First the whole like actually figuring out OBS and getting the art somewhat acceptable. And then it's from there is format. Like that's super meta, I know, but point being, I have not seen anything about this game literally until I think I was already live. We were already live and the music was running and I was looking for stuff. So Hirogami, check it out if you're looking for an adventure platformer. And you can transform in all kinds of origami shapes, like frogs, and I think I saw a gorilla in there. And there's some other type of character. I'm for it. Check it out. Great. And the art. Oh, it looks like there's a armadillo. Is that an armadillo?
You play as hero.
All right, we
This
got
is
full.
our
All right,
game.
look, Hiragami, you're getting the full feature here. Let's go. Let's hear what you got.
30 seconds or less. You play as hero.
30 seconds or less.
This is our game in 30 seconds or less. You play as hero, this guy who has the power to transform into origami animals, these guys, and is fighting the blight, those guys, to save the world. This place, you'll explore different levels, like these, solving platforming puzzles, like these, with your awesome origami powers, like this, or that. And did we mention you can fly? Hiragami launches on PC and PS5 September 3rd. Be sure to wishlist on Steam. Thanks!
I don't know why everything's sounding so quiet. Anyway. Cool. Steam and PC, PS5. Best of luck with that. I'm sure it's going to go well. Looks great. All right, we're moving on to the next one. This is another game that I've seen for probably the past couple years. And basically, you seem to just clean up oil spills and you clean up like bodies of water. And it's called Spilled. I think it looks great. I like the art. I like the colors. I like that the gameplay's like really. I mean, again, not that every game I play has to have this, but I just like how clear the concept is in this game. In the gameplay. I will say again, it's probably a game that I might find myself getting bored after the first couple levels, but I don't know. It's like you get a game and you can almost feel like a pull that it will, the pull of the game, the pull of the fun of playing the game. Like I can see that for sure being an element. How do I say that? I don't know. Point being, Spilled here. Let's take a look. Just some little gameplay. Again, doing the oil thing, cleaning up spaces. And there's, and they've been really keeping a lot of us to the chest, right? Because I haven't seen much more. I feel like I've seen this level before. It looks like they did have another post here about the development over 2 years of a time lapse of the development of their game over 2 years and 30 seconds. Let's see what we got. Yeah, so again, multiplayer games are games that I tend to like. And not saying this game has to be a multiplayer. But if I had no internet and I had no means that and that's probably how I got to describe these games. Like if I had no internet, I would totally play this game. Right? Or in between sessions maybe. When I'm playing with folks or maybe we're all playing different games or whatever. I like games where, like this boat clearly has some little thing on its back where it's collecting all of this spill. And so as you go to the other boat, you're like turning in all of the spill that you've collected and you're getting some kind of currency and that will let you I really like that kind of mechanic and I'd love to develop my own setup in that sense where where I was multitasking there and it turned my words into something else. I would love to develop a game that included these type of elements, right? Where the player has some type of either resource management. Like this is a very simple example, but I can see how even with just a simple character in the game that the player's controlling, there's just something about keeping things simple, but then the interplay between the gameplay, the level design, character abilities, all these things, all these simple things come together to make a dynamic situation, like chess somehow, right? I like that. A lot of games I feel like they try to make all these bells and whistles, and they just keep throwing in features, but then somehow it's just not all being tied together somehow. I can't think of an example off the top of my head that I played recently. And again, not that games like that are bad. It's just there's a certain aesthetic that I like to see. But yeah, that is Spilled by Lente. And who is the other team? What's the rest of... is there a Spilled account? Are you a solo dev, Lente? Congratulations. If so, well, I see that you did have some help with some graphics. You tagged that other person, but which they look great. So kick ass. And yeah, I saw this other post that you were doing some donations to whales and dolphin conservation. Oh, 10 cents. 10 cents is donated when you buy a copy. So, I mean, you just can't lose. And okay, I see that's how you get upgrades and stuff. So anyway, cute game, very fun looking. Who knows if I'll try it, but if you try it, let us know. Tell us what you think. And I don't know. Do stuff. Do other things. The site will be blocked. Oh no, in 146 seconds. That's not true. Now this one, Goba, I know has been working on this game for a while, and is it released? Yep, it's 40% off, perhaps. And it's like you look at something and you can see that someone has put a lot of work into it. And what is this? You will like my indie game if you enjoyed 3D Zelda, Devil May Cry, eating food, wearing clothes. I don't know. These lists suck. So they really do, man. They really do. Just go buy it. It's so cheap. It is so many hand animated cutscenes and so many weapons. Okay. That's what they're saying. Let's take a look. We got full sound. I will cease my yapping and let's do it. Carter's Quest. I totally forgot it was called TBH. I don't know. My thing is like, man, if I could make a game that was just that looked as half as good as anything I'm showing you, I'd be so happy. I really would. Because there's just something about like pulling all that together. So I'm going to keep visioning on that, and stay tuned. Stay tuned. Oh yeah. That was funny how it keeps bringing up this timer. Yeah, I use this timer. It comes from this other tool called whatchamacallit. Oh, it keeps doing that. That's hilarious. All right. Cool. Anyway, what was I saying? I was using that timer because, man, if I do not use a timer like that, it puts all of my... Actually, yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and pull it back up there. This one. And if I use something like Farcaster, right? Which is a decentralized social media platform, which allows for a lot of interesting applications and such. Let's see, can I flip this back over to Farcaster? No, I got to change that and then change it to Farcaster. Turn it on. Anyway, yeah, like, I don't know. I just think it's a great tool. This thing is called Leech Block. And you can go through Leech Block and set all kinds of settings so that if there's a site that you're using, and this is on desktop. I'm not sure if this is available on mobile. Excuse me. A little bit of mucus there. Anyway, I usually have Leech Block set to like 10 minutes that I can only use a certain amount, a list of sites total across all those sites. I can only use them for 10 minutes. So that's like X, Facebook, Farcaster, YouTube Shorts specifically. These time sinks, man, they will do it. So I can just like drop off this.
Hello, boy. Are we live?
Cancel override. And that'll put us. Is that going to kill the whole thing? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Hello, Sass. What's going on?
Nothing.
What is happening? Welcome. Yes, we are live. It is happening. And yeah. I am
What's
rambling.
Is I just leaped into the frog pond to see what was happening.
Lizard.
And then there were cameras everywhere, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we doing?
Lizard.
Lizard.
I
don't
even know what that's from. I forgot.
I don't either. I've just been seeing it all over my when I first saw it, I didn't even know what the fuck it was saying. I was like, is he saying desert? Like desert. It took a while for me to figure out what was even happening, but I also have no idea where he has come from, this lizard.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some digging here. Because we're going to find it. Or maybe Know Your Meme can back us up. Lizard.
I would say that is a credible source.
Know Your Meme. Lizard. Lizard. Come on. A Disney Pixar film, Hoppers. Fucking Disney. God damn it.
I figured it was Disney Pixar, but I wouldn't know what the fuck it is.
It had that Disney look to it.
Yeah.
Disney made a box office bomb,
but
somehow people are obsessed with the
on
lizard
the
from the
Disney
credits.
Pulse
The post-credit
for many
scene from
years now,
Disney's well-reviewed box
I have
office.
no idea when this was released, what it's about. But yeah.
Well, let's bring some context here. I don't know if there's any audio on this. Let's try it. Audio. Entire screen. No, we want to do the OBS thing. The OBS projector. I don't know. Is there any audio on this? Let's see.
This disaster Elio shows an animated green lizard repeatedly tapping lizard emojis while a robotic voice says, "Lizard, lizard, lizard, lizard." TikTokers used it for everything. Someone spam...
I don't know. Can you hear the audio off of that?
Let's give this a try.
Oh, you're still pulling up that up?
Yes,
Anyway,
it's
that
loading.
damn
Okay, I
lizard.
see.
All
I
right,
see.
audio check commencing.
Clicking refresh. A drunk person mashing the crosswalk button. My husband to my
I
butt
have my
cheeks when
stream
I'm
volume
already
up, but
overstimulated.
I am
The
not
scene was
hearing lizard,
actually a
lizard.
Well, I think we all understand.
I think we do. I think if everyone hasn't seen it by now, they are just living in a world where there is zero internet, zero newspapers, zero humans.
And you know, I haven't really seen too many lizard memes, but you know, you see one good lizard meme, and you just never forget it. And I totally forgot the context of who showed me the lizard meme, but most of the time, my brain is pretty much in that state where it's just lizard, lizard, lizard.
That's correct.
That is correct. And now we're all going to learn about AWS. Are you ready, Sass, to pass the SAA CO3?
Oh, let's see.
We're going to keep going until...
I sure hope so, because I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna turn to mush and dust and all kinds of lizard food if I don't pass the AWS test.
Yes. And then there will be no more soup for your family. Let's actually, I was going to do a fun thing. Very fun in my brain. It sounds fun in my brain. Maybe if I did a second. No, this is going to require troubleshooting. So I will tell you, though, since we're troubleshooting, that I did make a most fantastic grilled cheese and sliced sandwich meat sandwich today. It was fantastic. There was so much going on in terms of the bread, the cheese, opening the bag of the sandwich meat and, you know, toasting it. It was a very involved process. Sass, have you ever yourself toasted cheese?
Oh, I've grilled cheese, but I'm not entirely sure if I've toasted it on the sandwich like that.
Okay. I ask because I'm just trying to say things until I'm done doing what I'm doing, where I'm just going to keep talking sometimes.
Well, you know what, Chef? I trust your judgment, and I think what I'm hearing here is that I need to try toasted cheese. I think that I'm gonna have to also make this sandwich of all sandwiches with toasted cheese.
What kind of cheese is your go-to?
For my grilled cheese, my go-tos are usually Havarti, Gouda, and cheddar.
Havarti,
But I'm
Gouda,
always,
cheddar. Okay, nice.
yeah.
Well, cheddar mild, cheddar sharp.
Usually I get like mild or medium. I don't have anything against sharp. I usually just grab mild or medium because it's like the first one I see at the store. But
Have you ever tried Gruyere?
I can't say that I have.
The only reason I know about it is because of the school that I went to, where we used it in a couple recipes, and one of the chef teachers absolutely loved it. Talked about it all the time. It was his total hugabada of everything he loved about cheese, I guess. It's great. It's good cheese, Gruyere. I'm
Yeah,
still
I
almost there.
also on my bucket list.
Trying to do what I'm saying I'm doing with not only my brain. There we go. All right, and then this one is almost. No, don't do that. Oh, come on. I'm trying to grab a window. Boom. We did it. This is like This is like the moon landing level of production value we're providing right now. I am providing. The One Frog 9 Broadcasting Corporation is almost together.
You know what? For better or worse, people still talk about the moon landing footage, so that's not at all a bad thing that you are comparing this here footage to the moon landing footage, because everyone will always remember it.
Absolutely, especially the internet.
Where
Holy
nothing
cow.
ever goes to die.
That took a long time, and it looks like dog shit. Look at it. Bask in how bad it is. All right. Here's the deal. We're going to take the test, and as soon as we fail one test, we're going to fail one question, we're going to play video games. That's the rules.
Okay.
At least in this scenario here, I think what I want to... I'm still troubleshooting. I don't like it. I'd rather be talking about cheese, but I'm not. All right. I think we're in. This probably looks like dog shit, but I'm just going to run it because that's just how it works. It's the only way you'll know. Now, we made this stuff here a little better. There you go. And then we're going to diagram the questions to help us solve the questions. So, SAS, I have a question about AWS where a company troubleshoots the operational issues of their cloud architecture by logging into the AWS API call history of all AWS resources. Whew! Fuck a duck. The solutions architect must implement a solution to quickly identify the most recent changes made to resources in their environment, including creation, modification, and deletion of AWS resources. One of the requirements is that the generated log files should be encrypted to avoid any security issues. Which of the following is the most suitable? Holy shit, on a stick. All right, if just for fucking my brain's sake, we're going to attempt to diagram out what the fuck's going on here. A company.
Yes, I'm already looking at the questions and the answers, like the meme of I forgot what show it is, but that teacher who's holding like this teeny tiny piece of paper and like squinting to look at it. I forgot what show, but I think you know exactly. You're chronically online enough like me to know exactly, I think, what you're talking about.
Perhaps.
Or what I'm talking about.
This is likely the case. I've completely lost. Oh, did I close off the Farcaster page? Oh, man, I think I completely broke my Farcaster stream. Anyway, all right, there's too much going on. Yes, so squinting at the question, and we're going to try to... So we have a company. A company here. That's bad. That's all bad. We have a company. Woohoo! Nope. There we go. Company. And they're doing stuff. They're like, whoa, we're a company. We're doing stuff. And so they literally are on the ground somewhere, on premise, perhaps. But they are using the cloud. We know that because they have operational issues that they troubleshoot. And they use this API call history. So basically, API, anything dealing with that, we're probably dealing with CloudTrail. So we know that. Most of the answers here involve CloudTrail. So that doesn't help. But CloudTrail does stuff with APIs. The thing is, they want it to be encrypted and they want to identify changes. One of the requirements is that the log files should be encrypted. So, let's see. Use CloudTrail with its default settings. I'll be straight up, I don't quite remember all of the bells and whistles of CloudTrail's default settings. Maybe I'm even going to take a note right now. Somewhere. Where's the paper? Oh, right. More paper everywhere. CloudTrail default settings. I'm just taking a note, right? We should at least know the default settings. CloudTrail default. All right. next, we have use CloudTrail and configure the destination storage bucket to use server-side encryption. Let's see. Deletion of resources, or are we using Glacier? Do we want to use Glacier? Now, Glacier is a deeper storage for like backups or any kind of archival data that you're not going to touch for a while. And then we have some kind of encryption thing. You know, I'm just going to yeet all of this into S3. We're going to skip the AES 128 encryption. I don't know what that is in the top of my brain, so we're just going to go for the B. And hey, we're playing video games. Let's go. Immediately lost. Actually, we'll do one more just for fun. Let's delete all of this and start over. A solutions architect is migrating several Windows-based applications to AWS that require scalable file system storage with high-performance computing. And it must have full support for SMB and Windows, NTFS, Active Directory, and distributed file system. What is the most suitable storage service? So again, if we're talking about Windows stuff, that is like I'll draw a window here. Windows architecture is very specific. And we have to make sure if we're using cloud stuff, that the cloud stuff can also use Windows. What's really cool about all this cloud stuff that I've been learning about is that there's different types of file storage. So this question is specifically asking, or so there are different, file storage. There's different types of like memory storage things. And so what this question is asking for is they're asking for a file system. We'll just say FS. There's also other files. There's other storages. There's block storage. And I've also been learning in AWS, there's object storage. And objects are for like object storage is for very large files that just have a lot going on. Maybe it's like some logs, like they're logging every action from some application. And in AWS we use, it's kind of a funny thing, but we call them buckets. And that's what it's called. Our objects are stored in buckets. Memory or blocks of files, they're stored in other things. It's not as fancy as a bucket. It's just called block storage somewhere. But for file storage, right? And file storage is really about like, you know, when you go to your computer and it says C, or maybe it says D, or maybe it says like F or whatever. What happens is we go into these drives. These are drives, and we go into them, and in each drive, there's folders and files. And so it's a lot, if you're trying to access files to like do stuff in an application, it depends on what the application's doing, but like if users or the application is trying to access files in like a readable format or a really straightforward format, especially for high performance computing, which this question's talking about here, file storage is important. This level of file storage is important. We can move things kind of from each stage or each type, but file storage is accessible. And so this question's pretty straightforward because Windows is involved. And because Windows is involved, we know that there's really not a lot of options. And we'll go into why all these, I'm going to get this question right and then we'll just move on because I already know what the answer is, but I want to explain what these things are here. We have the Glacier Deep Archive. So anything with Amazon S3, we're dealing with these buckets. We're dealing with objects and buckets with S3. and there's different levels of S3. There's this really like fast level, and then there's this really slow. It's really slow to access the data at this kind of lower level, and we kind of call this class Glacier. And this Glacier class here is for archiving or for data that you're not going to touch for a long time. And then there's a few levels in between. Some are about like infrequent access. Some are about like you don't have to replicate the data everywhere in the cloud, just keep it in one zone. Infrequent access is all kinds of different levels. And then you can have anyway, that's so anyway, point being, with high performance computing, we definitely don't want to use Glacier Deep Archive, because literally to access Glacier Deep Archive, I think it takes like 6 to 12 hours. That's another kind of, there's different levels. They all have different like retrieval speeds or retrieval access time. Like you can range a few hours, 6 hours, 12 hours. So Deep Archive is not what we want for high performance computing. So that's done. Then we have this data sync thing, AWS data sync. As far as I understand AWS data sync, you have a place that is on the ground. It's not in the cloud. And they do all kinds of computing. And then they want to be in the cloud. You use data sync. You put it in their on-premise location, and then it'll put everything, it'll data sync in the cloud. So that's not used to like make things be high performance computing. That's very specific to just moving data around and not computing it, not doing all this stuff that has to happen. And then we're left with these two. So we have some clues. FS, so that's file systems. So we already know. So our data sync isn't even a file system, right? We need a scalable file system storage for HPC, high performance computing. So we know we're on the right track with FSX and because file systems. But what type of FSX do we need? Do we need Lustre or do we need Windows File Server? It's Windows basically, because the Lustre version of FSX only deals with Linux, and Linux and Windows are not compatible without a lot of, math probably to start.
Right.
Or at least just some good applications that do math for you. But my point is that, yeah, so we got that one right. Fantastic. Good job, Sass. You did great on that question. I hope my diagrams helped.
Sure. I think they helped a lot because I somehow telepathically got it correct without even saying anything.
Amazing.
So I would say that, yes, that is quite amazing.
Amazing. And since we got that one right, we have to keep going because we forgot about that other one that's incorrect. We're just going to remove that. And this whole stream is going to be AWS. Everyone's been tricked. There's no video games happening, only AWS. All right, seriously. The next one we get wrong, we're out. We're done. It's over. And then I'm going to try to see if the fucking restream thing. Oh, no, this broke, didn't it? I can pull that away. Right? Yeah, let's go. Seriously, I think I broke my stream. I'm really sad. I think the YouTube one's still going. So hooray for that. And this is all an aside. We can close this though. Sorry, a quick aside, everybody. Think about your favorite grilled cheese. Everyone loves a good grilled cheese, right? True. True. Grilled cheese is delicious. Fantastic. Right, Cat? The cat agrees. Everyone's thinking lizard. Love that. Lizard. And that retake. All right, I really like retake, but the problem with retake is that I have to have a certain window open, and if I close that window, everything dies on retake on the forecaster. And then this is done. All right, I gotta add this again.
That's
Override
not nice at all.
460. That puts everything at 7 hours. Great. And we'll pull retake back up. And there is no dead air because of my brain is making my mouth make air sounds. And I'm just going to make it happen, you know? And then the next thing I'm going to think about is making my thumbnails have the One Frog 9 frog on the thumbnail, which the thumbnail, as you can see on the stream, is the background of the stream. That's the thumbnail. The thumbnail's the background's the thumbnail. This is like, come on. Easy. Easy. Beautiful. Right? Exactly. And I can hit share, share again. Back to Twitter, as it is known in some circles. You know, I was looking at indie games earlier, and one that I talked about last time. We're gonna make a quick aside here. Let's turn off studio mode. Let's focus on video games again, everybody. Beautiful Water Museum. If you weren't here in the last stream, or you don't remember what Water Museum is about, or it's a development company that makes games like Arctic Eggs, which I haven't tried, but this fucking fishing game looks great. Okay. And last time we looked at this clip here. This is a recap, everybody. All right, you're fishing. You are controlling fish that you've fished, and those fish could get fished by other fish, except they don't eat the hook for some reason, which I think to be very strange. Right? If they're going to eat the fish, they might. If they're going to eat that's how you catch bigger fish. Right, Sass?
Yes.
So why are these other fish not on the hook? Can you riddle me this?
I cannot riddle you that.
I'm going to need you to elaborate.
I think that the bigger fish just insist on bullying the small fish until there's literally nothing left of them, just like that.
Fucking genius. All right, and in the Water Museum game, it's like you're trying to solve a mystery, and you control the fish to like find clues. And then I don't know where they got this photo from. If this is like somewhere around them, or they just found it on the internet. But anyway, in the game you can find objectives, right? And this is the objective board. Oh my god, everybody loves it. It's great. Back to AWS. What are you doing, Sass? What the fuck? How come you were talking about video games? You should be focused on your future as a solutions architect. Huh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was too busy taking and passing the test.
Wow.
Not really. Not at all.
Wow. All right.
I thought I had passed the test, but I think my results were just lizard. Lizard.
So I need to make that a soundboard. I'm going to add that to the soundboard. Might not happen during the stream, but it's definitely going to happen at some point. All right, let's jump into this next question. It's a very important question because a social media company needs to capture the detailed information of all HTTP requests. Where is my doodle pad? There it is. All right. A social media company, they need to capture the detailed information of all HTTP requests that went through their public-facing ALB every 5 minutes. The client's IP address and network latencies must also be tracked. They want to use this data for analyzing traffic patterns and for troubleshooting their Docker applications orchestrated by the Amazon ECS Anywhere service. Now, which of the following options meets the customer's requirements with the least amount of overhead? Here's the deal. I don't have no clue what the deal is, but I know a social media company right here. Social media. They're chilling. All right. And the thing is, it looks like their infrastructure is in the cloud. For sure. Because they're using this thing called an ALB. Which is a load balancer. It's a type of load balancer. There's other types in the AWS environment. Factorio, quick aside, also uses load balancers because you got those conveyors and then you need to make a block that load balances and splits everything. Anyway, that's an aside. Sorry. Thing is, they're using an application load balancer, which is different from a network. That's an N. A network load balancer. That's a terrible N. Can we kill that N? Can we get someone down there to kill that N? That's a terrible N. All right. Better N. Stronger N. N for November. We got an application load balancer. We got a network load balancer and an elastic load balancer. I'm a little fuzzy on the elastic one, I'll be honest. I know my weaknesses. But the network, and these are kind of straightforward because it's easier for me to remember what they focus on. Like application load balancer, it deals with an application. You know, an application's like doing stuff with code, and you can go and talk to it, and it's at a high level of the technology stack, because the technology stack kind of goes like this. I kind of love this. Let's think of the lower layer here. This is like the physical signal, whether it's copper, whether we're using like copper cable to run just like basic physical data signals, not power, like we're running power through copper as well, but we're also running data, like a little, they're not as strong, like, you know, you run power, you can run a motor, you can light a computer and all this stuff, right? But with data, it's a much finer signal kind of frequency. But anyway, so there's copper, and then there's like fiber optic, right? And we use light. It's kind of a cleaner signal. And so we're talking about this tech stack. There's this thing called the OSI model, and it has 7 layers. I don't remember all 7, but if we think, but at the top layer is the application, the actual, you know, what are you seeing on the screen? What is happening on, and on at like the highest level of the computer? So if we were to put this in like the context of Valheim, right? Valheim is the app that we're using, and that's at the highest level. But when you want to start a server, one of these layers here in the OSI model is there's a network layer, and then there's like a transport layer. So, and then there's like the apps layer, and in between, so there's kind of little layers in between all this, right? But like when you start a server in Valheim, that server's running on your machine on a network. So we know that there's like the network layer involved. That's where the IP address is for that server. So the app is talking about the IP address. So that's kind of at what we call like the app or the networking layer. And then we also talk about like this transport layer. Like say if the network needs to send a big long message, right? And maybe that message is, hey, I'm starting a server. And that's like the message. Well, the network is going to break that message up, or between the network and transport layer. I forget the specific definitions, but the transport layer for sure is responsible for making sure that all these packets, that's what we call them. We break the network up into packets, or messages up into packets, and we send them all. We just yeet them all into the network, and maybe some of them go through Texas, some of them go through Chicago, some of them go through somewhere else. It depends on where the server is. They just get yeeted into the network, told where to go, and maybe they don't even arrive at the same time. But the transport layer is supposed to bring them all back, like when they're being received or sent, right? Bring them all together and then pass them back up or down the chain. So anyway, what's this fucking question asking about? The OSI model network, we're using an ALB. So we're not dealing with networks and packets. So we know we're not doing that. The ALB means that we're dealing with the application layer. So that we can do a little more fancier kind of load balancing. So when millions of users are asking requests, we can load balance the requests at different layers. What the fuck is this social media company asking here? They want HTTP requests on their load balancer. All right, so they're in the cloud. Let's tell everybody here to go away. It's too much information. Way too much information. Social media companies in the cloud. They are definitely, maybe they are playing Valheim. Who knows? Maybe everyone's doing HTTP Valheim.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Do what?
I would not doubt it.
Good. That's the type of attitude that every company needs. A Valheim positive attitude. A social media company needs to capture detailed information of all these requests that went through their public-facing ALB load balancer every 5 minutes. The client's IP address and the network latency must also be tracked. So what are we talking about when we're saying a client? So again, in the case of Valheim, when someone starts a server, they're saying, hey, this is where the game is happening, and that is the server. Right? And when another machine wants to join the server, they are the client. So maybe they're trying to change it to another scenario. Maybe we're talking about YouTube. And we're saying, okay, YouTube is the server. They have all the videos we want to see, and they're using an application at some layer that is like algorithmically serving us videos, and then if we want to connect, we are the client. So that's that. They want to capture requests from the load balancer, and they want to know the client's IP, and they want to know the latency. So latency is how long did it take for everybody to talk. When you say, hey, I'm here, and this one says, I see you, how long does it take for them to acknowledge both of those messages basically in real time? And they want to use this data to analyze traffic patterns for troubleshooting their Docker applications. So let's just see if we can jump into some of the answers here. What is going to require the least amount of overhead? This is a really tricky one, honestly. I'm a little lost. I'm thinking that CloudTrail is good because CloudTrail watches things. It watches the trail of certain cloud activities, and then they want to analyze it. So CloudTrail Lake, I mean, is that even a real service? I'm not sure. Anything dealing with a lake, though, is meaning we're bringing a lot of data together to analyze. So it could be the answer. Enable access logs on the ALB. Integrate a cluster with the CloudWatch. I mean, CloudWatch could be it as well. This is going to be a guess. At this point, I don't think X-ray. I don't think this doesn't sound right. I saw someone mentioned in a server, one of these AWS Discord servers I'm in. They gave a little hint about how to get through this test. They said, and it kind of is like, this has nothing to do with AWS, but it's more about how to take the test. So it's a little like, it's not going to get you far in AWS, but at least to get you through the test. And they said that most of the questions have an elephant. The answers of the questions have an elephant. And they have a horse. And they have 2 zebras, like if it's a 4 answer question. And I'll just copy, oh shit, hit the wrong one. Copy this zebra, close that. paste that zebra, and they'll have 2 zebras. The point being is that the zebras are like exotic, and I'm shorthand writing that, but we're, exotic answers, meaning that maybe they could be right answers, but they're not the most like right answer. You always want the horse, is kind of what they told me, is what their thing was, is you want the horse because that is like the basic answer, the most convenient answer, the most logical answer. And of course the elephant is just like this clearly big this big response to it that maybe it's clearly not the right answer, or it's just way too much and it's going to cost way too much money. So I really appreciate that little tip, because it helps me kind of break these answers down further as I look through them. So with this being thrown, this X-ray thing, and service lens, like those are little known to at least to me, these are little known services that are available, and I'm not feeling like either it's a zebra or an elephant. I'm not sure. And then we have the Amazon Event Bridge metrics on the applications to capture the IP address. Use CloudWatch Container Insights to analyze traffic patterns. That sounds kind of zebra or horse-ish. And then enable this cluster with the application insights. So we are running on a container because we're running with Docker. And it's almost like I was talking about earlier, if you're dealing with Windows or Linux, like that's going to determine what tools you use. If you're using something like Docker, which isn't an operating system, it's just a way to deploy an application. It makes it easier to deploy applications, but again, it requires specific tools. So if we're going to need specific tools, which again, Docker deals with things called containers, we're going to want those tools to also be compatible with containers. So that makes this one feel more like a horse. We use Cloudtrail Lake to analyze, so that could be zebra. All right, I'm going to run this one. Yeet. God. ECS cluster application. So now I get to look at why was this one wrong, and then we're out. We are done. Integrate. This container is incorrect because Amazon Event Bridge doesn't track the actual traffic to your ALB. It is the Amazon CloudWatch service that monitors the changes to your ALB itself and the actual IP traffic that it distributes. See, I'm going to flag this question and come back to it because it is 11 o'clock at night and I'm ready to play some dank old video games. I'll tell you what. Whoa! Ashita Creatives. They have no DAO tokens. Wow. And hey, we're getting in on this with 1 minute and 45 seconds left. That means I have the okay, this is zero context. Let's bring it up here, y'all. Let's go ahead and close up. Sass, can you tell me what we're looking at? What the fuck are we looking at right now?
This is nouns now, isn't it?
What kind of nouns DAO? This is nouns DAO Africa.
Nouns now Africa. This is a baboon, it looks like.
It is almost a baboon. This type of.
No, I forgot the name of the monkey. It's a Rafiki from the Lion King.
Maybe. I actually gotta pull up the trait. Ashita Creatives. I gotta say, welcome to Nouns DAO Africa. Enjoy. This is a beautiful looking token here. If you weren't already a holder, or no, if you were already a holder and you had a significant amount of tokens, I would happily bet against you to try to get this monkey, because this is a beautiful token. But Ashita Creatives, best of luck in the Nouns DAO Africa DAO, and again, welcome. Let's pull up and see what kind of monkey this is and see what we got. Stand by, everybody. I'm just trying to pull up the traits. That one. We gotta go over here, and then we'll go ahead and get that. Excellent. Let's go. Congratulations. May you get many more. Let's go ahead and fire this next auction off and get it settled, so that passes that token over to Ashita. We started it, right? Yeah. Excellent. And now this guy's got a drum head, so I'm all over it. Let's go. And a really cool trait on the shirt, on the body. I like those colors. All right, I'm pulling up the Nouns DAO Africa. I really want to clip just that timer going out and me welcoming them, and I want to post that in the DAO. I will work on that. I'm going to take a note. Let me see. Clip at 124. Cool. All right, let's pull up the recently created. It's a mandrill.
Well, that's what that was.
Mandrill monkey. Beautiful. What are the traits? It's got. Well, I liked too that it had green and blue noggles. That was pretty cool. We're looking at hyena cloth or hyena cloth, something here. Yeah, like I think that's the accessory on the body, is what that trait is called. How many other ones have this trait? There's a couple other ones. Got our Majora's Mask trait there. Love that. Yeah, and then let's look at this other trait, and then I think that's it for random stuff that isn't gaming. A djembe. Yep, that's a djembe head. And a shosa. I don't know how to say that. Now I think this is the artist's name past the underscore. So it's a shosa accessory on the body by Pulitzer. Pullet 7 Pulitzer. Very cool. Yeah, anyway, Nouns DAO, y'all. Fucking ETH is pumping a little bit. Hey, ETH is breaking like $4,500. Love that. So grab some ETH if you can. And if you have any questions about how to grab some ETH, I will happily help you try to figure it out. But yeah, and then you got to get it on base network, which is not difficult, but 0.012 ETH right now, that's a few dollars. That's what I put. That's just a few dollars. It's not a lot of money. If you feel like you experimenting, joining the Nouns DAO Africa community, seeing what they're about, they are just they're already on their feet and they're already running and kicking ass. So if you just want to be a witness to that, check it out. Because if that's what I was trying to 0.012 ETH, okay, that's like $5 for sure, right? I love it. Good stuff. All right, that's done. No more of that. SAS any requests on the gaming front today, or how has that possum been treating you?
Possum game was fun. What I did not realize though, I finally ate the princess's big fucking pizza. I ate it all. I got my crown, and I thought, okay, cool. I'm fucking the pizza king, Possum. And then it's like, okay, you got her crown. Now you got to get her crown 3 times and see what happens. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Another 2 times. What could that hurt? Well, it turns out that 3 times means 3 consecutive times, because once you get caught once with the crown, they fucking take your crown and you got to start all the way from the beginning.
Damn,
no,
that's
not the checkpoint, ma'am. Not the checkpoint, sir. But all the way from the beginning with no fucking crown. So, it is certainly a test of patience, but you know what? I have fun playing it, so one day I'm gonna get all 3 fucking crowns, and I'm gonna have all of the cheese pizzas just for me.
That is brutal.
Like heaven and Home Alone.
That is brutal. That's like Pac-Man and Galaga level brutal.
Yeah, I got my crown stolen not once but twice today, and I was like, okay, you know what? It's time for a break, because the last time I took a break, remember when you saw me playing it, I was trying to just get to that last part over and over and over, and then when I went back to it the next morning with that break, I got her whole pizza on the first try, and so you know what? One day I'm going to get those 3 pizzas. All it's going to take is patience and persistence.
Yeah, like you said, you take a break and you come back sharper. You come back with more tactical precision. It's just how nature works. It's just gamer nature.
And just sharper hunger for the pizza.
Let's see. Peaked has an update. We could try that. We also haven't played Content Warning in a million years. I think at least 3.5 million years. And it just kind of feels a little hilarious right now.
Yeah, whatever you're feeling, I'm down for it. In fact, I actually may have to install Content Warning, but it shouldn't take long. That's all.
Yeah, that should be alright. We'll go ahead and start a fresh file. Alright.
Alright, guys, that ready.
Easy peasy, lemon with the squeezy. Let's see, I need to do some OBS troubleshooting. Sass, when are you going to start streaming? Telling us about your Animal Crossing adventures and this fucking possum.
That's a great question. I don't know that anybody wants to see me losing, over and over, because I am that kid who's just gonna start crying if I don't get my pizza. And that reminds me of a tweet I saw once back in the day when they were still calling them tweets.
We still call them tweets,
I guess, was
around
at a restaurant. Yeah. Somebody was at a restaurant, and this kid, I guess, was so excited to get his pizza. The waitress was coming with this pizza, and he said, "Pizza, pizza," and he was furiously clapping his hands because he was so excited about the pizza, only to then immediately cry because he clapped his hands too hard. And yeah, that'll just be the essence of my stream. Get so excited I trip over my wins, and actually not my wins, but just I trip over the idea, the illusion of winning, and then I cry. And yeah, so if that's your thing, come to my channel that I have to create just for you to
Solid.
do that.
All right, we'll feed that into AI. We'll write up a marketing plan, and we'll make it work.
Oh shoot. Was this supposed to...
Maybe
throw me
you
right
need me
into
another
a
one?
menu.
You need me to send another one?
Yes, please, because I think what happened is I would have had to have the game open first, then accept the invitation. I always fudge up the order of these things. It just kind of depends on what mood, what game is in. Okay, now here we are.
All right, I'm
On
going
day
to drop
one.
into deafened mode myself. Can you hear me?
All right. I can.
All right, you got audio there.
Yes. Okay.
We do have a little bit of music that I'm going to shut off. For full immersion. So yeah, very good. I'm shifting my brain into gaming, so just everybody hold tight here real quick. I think I got to use the bathroom. I'm going to do a couple jumping jacks. I would advise you as well. We've been sitting here for about an hour and a half minimum. So yeah, everybody take a quick BRB. I'm going to blast the music and I'm going to just take a 5-minute break, and we're going to get back to some content warning here. Everybody hang out, stay here or don't. We love you. We'll see you soon.
All right. Mic check. All right. hear you. All right.
Holy cow, everybody. Welcome. I'm trying to get the audio 100 Thieves down. Let's bring that back to 0 and a pause. Welcome back, everybody. What's going on? Shout out to my bestie, Pirate Queen Indigo Cat. I know she's jamming. She's jamming in the media sphere, looking for a good time, and I said, hey, come check out the One Frog 9 stream because we're going to be having a good time. So here's the plan. All right, we're going to go down to the old world. Have you been to the old world, Sass? Have you ever been down in the old world?
Oh, I've been to the old world, and I have word flashbacks from the old world.
Sass has been to the old world and has horrible, horrible memories.
And I even have come back with war injuries, and by war injuries, I mean my turn is, there looks like there's a delay, like a little second delay from when I turn to when it reacts, but might be catching up now. I'm not sure if it just is going to need a little bit of a warm-up or if this will continue, but you know what, we shall see.
You know,
Right
it's
now,
probably this dang on internet. All right. But yes, you got this. I believe in you. Anyway, we're going to go down to the old world. We're going to film something scary. We're going to upload it to the SpookTube, and we're going to go viral and make money. We only have 3 days to do it, and then otherwise we're just going to feel like we're not good enough for television, and we're just going to go into AWS, okay? Solid.
Yes.
Great. All right, let's do it. All right, so this is our wonderful home way up here, high in the sky. It's a wonderful place. But to make money, we got to go viral. And to go viral, we got to go down the tube with here our diving bell down to the old world. Here we go. Are you ready, Captain Sass? Captain
As
Raccoon.
ready as I'll ever be.
Let's hit it. Away we go. We're submerging. And we hit the button. And down we go. All right. I didn't buy a reporter's microphone, but hey, it's this old place. All right. So now here's the deal. Here's how this game works. We've asked Sass to man the camera, and they're going to be filming things that they think are scary, and also things that are just probably hilarious. So I'll go ahead and lead the way, and we're going to go look for something scary down here in the old world. It's very dark. It's quiet. I don't see or hear anything so far. But we're going to make our way into this abandoned factory or something. I know for a fact. Now, we're going to treat this as a film shoot, okay? We're not just random. You know, we are professionals, right?
I agree.
We are professionals, so we know how to make scary content. We know what's scary. All right, so Dr. Raccoon, I'm going to ask you to hold the camera right here by where I'm standing, facing the center of this place. Maybe more. Get a. You know, we wanna trigger the agoraphobia. You know, we want to get a good view of the depth of this space, and then look at me falling. We want to see. So go ahead and film.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, behind you. Oh shit. There's something. There literally is something behind her. Come down here or jump down here. Film yourself falling. Oh my god. And they're gone. She got picked up and dragged away. Okay. I'm gonna chance Sass? Sass? Okay, maybe she got dragged the other way. It's likely that the thing that grabbed her was a jelly thing. And I didn't even bring a flashlight. Wow. Hello? She's gone. Did she just... Sass? I hear feet. Yeah, here she is. You alright?
I think so. I am okay. He grabbed me not once, but twice,
Oh.
and he shook me.
All right,
he
let's...
gave me quite
Did
the
you
rattle.
Did you
and he
capture
was
some good
very
footage?
jiggly. No, I think so, but I'm not sure if the camera was on when it was happening because he grabbed me before I could do it.
But you filmed me jumping and falling, right? Like so we might have got some footage. I mean, that was terrifying, and I'm so sorry. I'm sure you're traumatized, but oh shit!
Oh, he's whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh, he's just gonna put me here? You're just gonna put me right here, near the door? That's fine. Okay. All right, we're gonna regroup. Tell me, I hope Sass filmed that.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Frog?
Did you film that? It's very important.
I did.
Oh my god.
As best as I could because
You did great.
This controller is not being very nice to me.
Oh yeah, the latency or something is not good. All right, well, thank you for your participation. Let's get the fuck out of here and see what the footage is that we've captured. Let's hope that we can get out.
Okay, 15% film left.
15% film
And
left. All right, let's keep it moving.
I'm stuck. What's happening? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Usually it wasn't a problem.
We are going back to the mothership. Oh my god, this fucking sucks. I hate whatever is going on with this controller.
Yeah, it's got to be something with the game. Do you maybe if I wonder if you have other things running in the computer. But anyway, we'll just jump in here and see what we've captured. It was very
Jess, I'm on the
terrifying.
phone. Go out there. Yeah, I don't know how much of this is.
Oh yeah, let's just see this footage here, and then we'll see if peaked. Hopefully peaked. It doesn't give us any problems.
Alright, let's see. I'm gonna put this.
All right, so Dr. Raccoon is going to apply the film to our extractor.
Okay, with 6% film left, tell me how your experience was in one singular word.
I am terrified! Oh my god!
And that's that.
Alright, we've burned all the film.
How do I what did I drop? Okay.
Perfect.
Did it go down? Hold on, did it?
Oh, maybe you switched item or something. This is a very technical process. Dr. Raccoon is an expert.
Oh, now I'm stuck in...
No. It's clearly, Dr. Raccoon, you're an expert, and we know nothing. But we have extracted, through this highly technical process, we have extracted this record of our shenanigans, and it is important that we see what SpookTube has to say. SpookTube, we need views. We require views and money, SpookTube, and this is the scariest thing we could find. Please, without dying, because sometimes we don't even get footage. You remember that time we didn't even bring back footage and we lost everything?
Oh, yeah. It was a really jammer of an episode, and we had nothing to show for it. It was very sad.
We had nothing to show, but now we have something to show. Everyone, this is the scary time. See or hear anything so far? We are professionals, so we know how to make. Oh, behind you! Oh shit! There's something.
Something grabbed me as soon as I filmed Frog falling to his death. Something came up and hugged me from behind, and it was not one of the good ones. I hear him. I hear him. I see you, Frog. I see you. Can you see me? I see you.
Yeah, here she is. You alright?
I think so. I am okay. He grabbed me not once, but twice, and he showed me. He gave me the rattle.
Did you capture some good footage?
No, I think so, but I'm not sure if the camera was on when it was happening because he grabbed me before I could do it.
Oh shit!
Whoa! Oh, I'm trying to get him to turn. I see you, Frog. Are you okay? Are you okay, Frog?
You can hear me be like, "How'd you film that?"
I did.
It's very important. Oh my god!
I could because
you did great.
This controller is not being very nice to me.
We can get out.
Okay, 15% film left.
Left. All right, let's keep it moving.
What's happening? We are going back to the mothership.
I wish I am terrified. So we got a piss poor 332 views. That's not good. That's not good, Sass. We need to be more.
No, it is not.
We need to be better at our spooky job, but I think we should troubleshoot some of that another time. You still got Peaked, I'm sure, right? Or Peak, whatever it's called.
Yes, I do.
You got that there Nintendo installed, right? Oh man. All right, we close that, and we're gonna pull up Peak. Yes, it's not Peak with a right? Oh man, I broke everything. Oh, reconnected. Oh, because there's a download. I'm trying to update Peak. Can you hear me? Mic check. Oh, I'm deafened. I'm also deafened. Cool, but I think we're good. Hello? Mic check.
Hello.
Excellent. I broke my OBS because I updated Peak.
Oh, love that.
It's great. But it's still working, I guess. Yep, I see that. That's what that was. All right, cool.
The Mesa, what is this?
Yeah, they just added a new thing. A whole new Hugabada.
So does that make 6 biomes that now? I've never even seen anything past the third one.
Right? Let's see, is this going to launch? I mean, of course it's going to launch. The question is will my brain find Steam app and hit play? All right, next game we're going to try here is called Peak. But again, before we jump into that, check this out. This is great. I love the colors. I love the head trait. And then over here, I did a bid on this one, but then we have a new member here jumping in, Ashita Creatives. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, jump in there. Let's go. Do it. So that's cool. Anyway, all right, back to the games. Uh-oh, that's another. I need to turn that one into disappear mode. Host game. And then we're going to send off game capture. Hotkey. Very good. That wasn't working before, so we'll just make it work. Click. Oh man, everything's freezing up. Settings. Yeah. Setting. Medium. That'll work. The encoder's overloaded. I'm trying to work OBS, but it's all crashing. It's very sad. Let's close stuff. I'm breaking things. I think what I need to do. I'm going to leave the game. Maybe that will help. Quit. Shut that down. Close this. There we go. Maybe? Sounds like we still got some action going on here on YouTube. If you're still hanging out with me, I do apologize for everything just completely falling apart. Do we have a mic check?
Hello, I hear you.
Excellent. Man, nothing wants to cooperate here. All right, we're going to do one more switch over here. It feels like I just need a full reset of the system. I just pushed too many buttons and everything's just locked. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to go ahead. I'm just going to have to shut the system down, but I'm going to restart it. So definitely check back the One Frog 9 channel. And, or actually, no, this is it. If it's still running, which I think it is, we're just going to say that's it. That's done. It's all closed. Thank you all for hanging out. I've done my best, but I just broke everything. I was running too many tabs. I had to update something. The whole system is just mad at me right now. And I'm trying to make my peace, but it seems to just feel that as long as it's just running the stream, it's happy. I mean, that's pretty solid, I gotta say. Because I'm definitely firing on all cylinders here. So that's cool. Sass, are you looking at the stream on the Discord? Is that coming up too?
Let's see. I had to alt tab out of. It says stream paused for me.
Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, I can't click anything on my system at all. I can do certain things, but it's just not cooperating. So thanks everybody for hanging out. And I'm gonna just pull out a pillow and just put it over my computer real quick. So let's see how that goes.